Hi, I'm Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company. Today I'm going to show you how to make this darling half hexi snowman. The half hexi snowman is made very similar to the half hexi Christmas tree, but of course we're using different fabrics. It's a great project for scraps because it doesn't take very many at all. So what you're going to need to make this project is you're going to need the half hexi ruler, that's key. You're going to need some white for your snowman, and you're going to cut out 8 of the half hexis in white and 8 of the half hexis in blues, or whatever color you want your snowman to be. And that's what makes it kind of fun, because it really is a quick, scrappy project. You're also going to need a little bit of orange for a nose and a little bit of black for some eyes, and or buttons. Buttons would work too. So this is one of those projects that you can really express yourself and have a little fun. So to make the snowman, what we're going to do is we're going to cut out our white. And I have my half hexi ruler here, and I have a strip of white fabric that is 5 inches wide, and I'm just going to go ahead and rotary cut out those pieces. These pieces make our snowman, so again, we're going to need 8 of those. There we go. Got to make sure I get all my little pieces cut here. And there's our little half hexi snowman. That's going to make our body. Now for the side pieces, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to cut out a half hexi of your contrast color, and mine is blue, and then you're going to take that piece and you're going to cut it right in half. Now you can see on the hexi ruler here, it's got a half line, but because they are also it's made for the 10 inches wide, you know it's also going to be cut in half right at the 5-inch mark as well. Now what this does is this makes the side pieces for the body of the snowman. So here's your white piece right here, and we're going to turn these like this, just flip them over and make the side pieces so you can see how that's going to go together. So let's go ahead and take this over to the sewing machine, and you can see what I'm doing here. We're going to sew these together, but what I'm doing here is I'm just flipping these over like this, and on these you're going to see a little peek out of the under fabric here and a little peek over of the top fabric here. They don't line up exactly. There's a little 1/4 inch that peaks, so we're going to sew either side of that. So here we are at the sewing machine, and we are just going to sew down either side of this like this. Trim this off, and then we're just going to zip around and sew the other side. Make sure it's lined up. And then we're going to iron it. Come over to the ironing board and iron it nice and flat. And I like to iron toward the dark. You guys know that. Go toward the dark side. Then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to make sure that, you know, sometimes you get a little fold or something, and I'm going to make sure those are laying nice and flat. Now you need 4 of these for the body of the snowman. And we're putting them together like this in opposite directions. So I have one here that's already done, and we're going to put these together like this. So it makes the top part of the snowman, and I'm just going to flip this over like this. And the one part you want to make sure lines up and nest well is this little, where the whites and blues come together right here. You want to make sure that's nested well, because both of your seams are going in the same direction. You just kind of want to line that up and put a little pin in there if you want to. So here we go. And we'll just 1/4 inch this down here and sew this row together. All right, now we're going to iron this open. We should probably set that seam. Set that seam, roll it back, and then we're going to iron both of these sets together, and this will make this one side of our snowman guy. So I think I'm going to go ahead and turn this so I have kind of light dark right there. And we'll line that up again and sew that part together. It's just a matter of making these rows with the white snowman body and then the colored sides. It goes together so quick and easy. If you're like me, when it comes to Christmas gift time, sometimes you need something real quick at the end there. And this is one of those, because this would be a really easy, fun one to do on your, to quilt on your own machine. All right. So now we have the body of our snowman made, and this is going to be his face now. This one part of this where the sides of the, what is this called? Half hexi. Where the sides of this half hexi come together. Gosh, I just had like one of those little senior moments. And so we need to make the eyes and the nose. Now we have, for those of you who like things just perfect, we have an awesome download that's available in the description. But for free spirits like me, so we just like to cut them out. I also think buttons would be really cute for the face, or you know, whatever you want to use. So I like to iron mine on because it's quick. So I have some little scraps of black fabric here. And I'm just going to iron a few of those onto this heat and bond. And if I just actually lay out a row like this, I can just iron the whole row on. You're going to need 2 eyes, of course. The poor snowman needs 2 eyes. And I think there's, what is it, 6 or 4 little circles for the mouth. So you're going to need a total of 6 little squares or a scrap, whatever you want to use, and you can just cut them out of that. I have a little charm square, an errant charm square that didn't make it into anything that's orange, and I'm going to iron that on, and that will give me both of my noses. So remember, like on this guy, you're going to need this many for each side. So you're going to want to make sure that you have lots of little scraps and that sort of thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut these out real roughly. And since I want my mouth squares to be the same size and my mouth circles and my eye circles, I'm going to cut them together. So I'm just going to fold them in half like this, and then I'm going to cut them. Now, the other thing you can do is, like, you can use pill bottle tops or soda bottle tops or anything like that for a pattern, any size you want to make it. Or you can just eyeball it like this. Now, if you eyeball them and they're a little crooked, you can say it's coal. So there's 2 eyes. And that's pretty good eyeballing, if I do say so myself. And then we're going to have 4 of these for a smile. And I can probably actually, if I'm careful, I can probably get enough of these for both snowmen out of these 4 squares. All right, there we go. And so here's our little smile here. Our nose is going to be shaped like a carrot. I wonder how that tradition ever got started of the carrot nose. I guess it was convenient what we had in our fridge. It's a good thing you didn't have a tomato nose or something like that. That would have been terrible. So I guess the carrot works. So I'm just cutting a little carrot shape here. Just like that. It's going to go right on there. Now I'm just going to peel those off, iron them on, and that will be his face. But I will probably wait to do that until I get the whole runner assembled. So next you have to put his little hat on. And I'm going to just scoot these over here. So they, so I don't flip them and lose them on the floor. For the hat, the band of the hat and the hat are the same fabric on this one, so it looks like a whole hat. So the middle of the hat is actually a 5-inch square, and the band is a 1.5-inch strip. So I'm going to take this little scrap right here, and I am going to cut me a 1.5-inch strip here, and I'm going to use my mat as the ruler and my little my favorite little tool as my ruler. But you guys probably want to use a regular ruler. I just happen to have this one right here. So I'm going to cut a 5-inch square for my top hat. So here goes the 5-inch square. And again, because this is all put together in rows, it's really super easy. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your piece like this. You're going to take your 1.5-inch strip like this, and you're going to sew it on here to the top of this, and this is going to make the brim of the hat. So let me just go ahead and trim this off and sew that down. So now we're going to put the hat on. Now this 5-inch square right here is going to be the middle. That's going to be his hat. This is his top hat right here, and it's going to be the hat for both snowmen. So then we need 2 squares for the other side, and those are also 5-inch squares. So they're, you know, it's all the, we don't have a whole bunch of different measurements on this. We just have our 5-inch squares. So let me go ahead and cut this out, cut a 5-inch piece off of here, because I'm going to need 2 of them. And 5 inches here. 1, 2, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. So this is going to be our row up here like this. And so we're just going to go ahead and sew these 3 pieces together. So now we've sewn 4 half hexagon rows together, our 1.5-inch strip for the brim, 3 5-inch squares for the top hat, and then we start down the other side with another 1.5 for the brim, and then 4 more of these rows. And you just go ahead and add your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. You're going to iron those on just like this, and you're going to machine applique around them. And in no time at all, you will have a darling snowman table runner. So we hope you enjoyed this tutorial on the half hexi snowman from the Missouri Star Quilt Company.